Hi, I'm Kent Mayor Dana Ralph, and I want to thank you for joining us for our 2024 Progress Report. There are so many things to get through. Let's get right to it. Making sure Kent's infrastructure keeps up with the city's growth is a huge priority of ours. Our public works crews are out and around the city every day, maintaining our roads, doing things like completing sidewalk repairs, replacing signs, cleaning up the roadside, and so much more. This year alone, our crews responded to over 1,400 potholes. Through our recycling event, we collected over 325 tons of recyclable material that now won't end up in the landfill. Alongside that important maintenance work, we were once again successful in bringing significant regional investments to Kent. This year, the city received over $9 million in grant funding from organizations like Puget Sound Regional Council, the Transportation Improvement Board, and WSDOT to fund some really exciting capital projects. While we often think about streets and sidewalks as infrastructure, we also have to remember that our IT services are a key piece of delivering services to our city, and they're an important part of infrastructure. Our IT department continued to support hardware and software life cycles to keep the city's cutting-edge cybersecurity architecture strong, patching vulnerabilities and protecting data and personal information in our systems. We wrapped up construction on several infrastructure projects this year, including a new multi-use path on 132nd Avenue Southeast. I know it was extremely important to those neighbors. A new roundabout at 108th and 264th. Work on East Valley Highway. We completed phase 1 of the Mill Creek Reestablishment Project, and many other pedestrian safety projects were completed. The city also kicked off construction on some new projects. We've got the Reith Road roundabouts, and they're really taking shape. The new East Hill Operations Center is underway. We're also preparing to continue Meeker Street improvements, moving all the way east to Kent Elementary, and that's just to name a few. All right, let's talk parks. We have an incredibly driven and dedicated parks team that goes above and beyond, putting together fun programs and making sure we have amazing park facilities for Kent families to enjoy. Just this year, we had over 1.5 million visitors to our 33 most visited parks, with thousands others enjoying many of the public areas we have around Kent. We maintained full schedules with thousands of youth, adult, and senior participants in our Kent Park sports leagues, programs, classes, and events, and we even built on our great partnership with the Kent School District, providing a new space at the Schools Out Park at Kent Laboratory Academy. Our parks team has also relaunched our Green Kent series of volunteer conservation events to help keep our parks clean and healthy. We've had fantastic participation in those events. One of the programs I am most proud of is our adaptive recreation program. We continue to see those events sold out, providing amazing opportunity for our residents. We also have fantastic senior programs, art exhibits, concerts, and so much more. On the investment side, we were able to secure about $4 million in regional grants to elevate our park facilities, upgrading play equipment, and just making better environments for our families to recreate in. Construction kicked off at Springwood Park and at the Kent Commons. We completed improvements to the basketball court at Glen Nelson Park on the West Hill and made some renovations to North Meridian, Morrow Meadows, and Van Dorn's Park. Some of these renovations or improvements are just the beginning. We continue to solicit feedback from residents about what they want to see at these parks and know that we've got more great things coming in 2025. In 2024, we wrapped up our comprehensive plan update process. We received a significant amount of input from our residents and businesses, and that's really what crafted the basis of that plan. I'm very excited to say that not too long ago, our Kent City Council approved that comprehensive plan unanimously. Big shout out to everyone that participated. We couldn't have done it without you. This process involved extensive research, outreach, and planning to ensure that the City of Kent continues to grow sustainably and meet our employment and housing targets, while at the same time making sure that that growth is in line with our residents' expectations and what they want to see for our future. We're working hard to ensure that Kent has housing, transportation options, connectivity, and sustainability practices for our community to thrive. The city continues to be committed to supporting small businesses, community downtown core, Valley industries. We're doing all we can to keep business booming in Kent as we attract living wage jobs, solid employers, and new opportunities for our residents. I'm happy to say that we continue to see new businesses choosing Kent, creating new jobs and opportunity for our residents. In 2024 alone, we had over 415 new business licenses filed. We've also seen some exciting strides in our commercial and industrial valley. The high-tech, cutting-edge work happening there is just incredible. Our economic and community development team continued partnering with grant makers, small business organizations, financial institutions, and community development groups to empower entrepreneurs and micro enterprises with flexibility and options. We've also elevated our commitment to meet our community where they are. We're going out and meeting, hearing your concerns, and addressing them. In 2024, we held 6 coffee and conversations events, 14 drinks in the driveways, right in driveways in neighborhoods all around our city. We also added 5 new neighborhood councils to this program. I always have such a good time at these events, meeting new people, putting faces to names, and just doing the best we can to stay in touch with what our community wants and needs. And on that note, I can confidently say that what I hear most is about public safety. The safety of everyone in our community continues to be the City of Kent's top priority. As you may know, resources and staffing have been ongoing issues that we've been grappling with, and it's something we're going to keep working on. While I'm glad to note that we have no vacant police officer positions, the city still has fewer officers per capita than almost any other city in the state, which also has fewer officers per capita than any other state in the country. So let that sink in. But despite our low number of officers per capita, our police department continues to do incredible work and respond to more calls for service on a per officer basis than most any other agency in our state. We are going to keep working to reduce response times and keep our department staffed to budget. We are also going to continue working to find the resources to hire additional officers. On the code enforcement side, officers continue to enforce violations of city code and hold property owners accountable for the violations on their property. We had several big wins, and if you have driven around Kent at all in the last year, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The property located at 7-Eleven Central, the old derelict gas station, that building has been leveled. We've also been working with the ownership at Phoenix Court Apartments to make them safer and provide the improvements that their residents deserve. We continue to work on contracted encampment cleanup while ensuring resources and services are available to those in need. We have our targeted accountability program designed to hold frequent, impactful offenders accountable for criminal behavior. And earlier this year, the Kent Police Department activated a new specialized crime reduction unit, or CREW, to bring down crime through intelligence-led policing. It is already yielding results through assignments such as special emphasis patrols and stolen vehicle recovery. Our DUI court is now entering its 3rd year in partnership with the Washington Traffic Safety Commission for intensive treatment and accountability for high-risk DUI offenders. Our Community Immersion Law Enforcement Program, or CLIP, continued integrating new police recruits with nonprofits in our city to develop cultural awareness and a feeling of connectedness to the people that they serve. Alongside all that important work, our police department and officers continue their genuine efforts to be part of the fabric of our community. The Kent Police Department held over 50 total community events throughout the year. Everything from meetings about traffic safety to school presentations, coffee with the chief, and so much more. As we keep working to improve public safety in Kent, working to reduce crime and hold those who commit them accountable, we're also making sure that those who need help receive it. Our mission really is to help everyone in our community to feel safe and to find stability, dignity, and happiness in their lives. The recently passed biennial budget includes millions of dollars in federal grants allocated to human services funding that goes to over 50 contracts with nonprofit partners and organizations which provide critical services to our community. Things like supportive housing, food insecurity, childcare, education, case management, legal services, youth programs, transportation, language assistance, and much, much more. The City of Kent is dedicated to providing services to those in need. The Community Court Program at the Municipal Court continued. This program helps rehabilitate offenders with substance use disorders or mental challenges by facilitating access to services and resources along with accountability measures. We launched Project Be Free, a new resource for victims of domestic violence, and processed over 600 referrals made by Kent police officers and the Kent Municipal Court. The city also continued its partnership with Puget Sound Fire's FD Cares program, with hundreds of crisis team responses to mental health-related calls. Here at the City of Kent, we are doing everything we can to support our residents and be a municipal government you can be proud of. A big part of that is our high standard for transparency and working to ensure equitable access to city services for everyone who calls Kent home. We continue to share pertinent information with our residents and the community through our online platforms. Everything from fun event updates to potentially dangerous weather conditions and how to prepare for them. The City Clerk's Office responded to over 8,600 public records requests, processed over 60,000 minutes of body camera footage, and reviewed over 500,000 emails to respond to requests. The city also continued implementation of actionable steps in our community-led Equity Strategic Plan with the launch of our Language Access Program. This initiative will improve accessibility to city services and programs for non-English speakers through expanded translation and interpretation options. A perfect example of this implementation is in-person interpreters and new translated forms available in Spanish, Russian, and Vietnamese at the Kent Municipal Court, with more forms and languages coming soon. Another great example of this transparency is the distribution of Pocket Talk. Right here, these cool little devices that are at our front-facing counters that allow us to bridge that language gap in real time and enhance our services to all of our residents. The council also unanimously adopted the city's 2025 through 2026 biennial budget, which I proposed to them back in September, maintaining our levels of service while staying fiscally responsible. The council agreed to adjust our B&O tax rates for large corporations pulling in over $100 million in revenue. This additional income will allow us to better support existing programs here at the city. The city continues to be recognized for our excellence in financial reporting and in the spirit of full disclosure, winning awards from the Government Finance Officers Association and National Advisory Council on state and local budgeting. Finally, the city continues to be an employer of choice. I am proud to note that our new hire diversity has increased 10% over the past 3 years. We have a 90% retention rate for city employees and reviewed over 4,000 new candidates applying for positions in 2024. It has been a fantastic year, and as you can see, there have been many accomplishments that we should all be proud of. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of our city employees, our community organizations, partners, grant makers, legislators, council, residents, all of you for making this possible. This is definitely a team sport. I am looking forward to another great year and continuing to improve the quality of life for all in our city. Happy 2025.